Hi, so it's Laura here. I am currently doing my nails. So I thought, especially because it was requested, that I would make a short application video showing you how to apply your Jamberry nail wraps and some tips and tricks that I've heard and I've used to make my application better. So for this, we're, doing my nails. I have started 4 of my nails on my left hand. So I'm going to show you how to apply one of the wraps to my remaining finger here. I have that prepped. I've prepped my nails, and I'm going to show you tools, tips, tricks, etc. So things you will definitely need. Some sort of cuticle pusher. This is the one that comes in our application kit. An orange stick or some other implement. I have used tweezers before I had an application kit to remove the wrap from the sheet. A nail file, but not an emery board. So this is to file off the excess after you've applied the nails. You may want, you're going to want a buffing block to sort of like rough up the surface of your nail so the adhesive will stick better. Some sort of scissors. These are the scissors that come with the application kit. You may also want what is called a spoon pusher. Looks like this. It's a metal implement of torture. No, not torture. But you can get this at a beauty supply store. I ordered this on Amazon. Some people have recommended it to help if you get wrinkles to iron them out because you can heat up the metal and it's curved so it'll fit your nail. You may also want a plastic baggie. I've used this one a lot, so I'll explain all of that to you. You're going to want some sort of cotton or nail prep wipes, rubbing alcohol, or distilled white vinegar. So on the back of the package of your wraps, it has the application instructions. You want to apply them to clean, dry, and healthy nails. I have already prepped my nails, but I'm going to walk you through what I did. So I have really thin and weak nails, so I've been using the strengthening base coat, which has helped my nails a lot. I also actually started taking vitamins, right? So like that's a thing. And I use cuticle oil to keep my cuticles healthy, to help my nails be better at their things. First step is to push back cuticles and clean nails with prep wipe or rubbing alcohol. You could also use white vinegar instead of the rubbing alcohol because if you have especially oily nails, this will help cut all of the oils. But the rubbing alcohol and the prepping is to remove the oils from your nail because the oils will break down the adhesive. So you're going to push back your cuticles with your cuticle pusher. And you also want to buff your nail at this point so it roughs up the surface a little bit before you go ahead and use the rubbing alcohol to wipe it down. Okay? You want to match your nail to the wrap that fits best. So as you see, there are all different sizes. I actually use the bottom 5 in a row, easy peasy. This one typically you would cut into 1/8 for your little toes for a pedicure, and this one you would use for your big toe, and these are some accents that are left over. You want a wrap that is a little bit not quite as large as your nail because you actually want, if you can see here, is a little bit on the edge so that the wrap doesn't touch your skin. So I have already matched this nail up to this wrap and I've cut it to size. So there are 2 different ways you can do this. You could pull the whole wrap off of here, cut it in half. You could cut it in half first. When I first started applying, I cut straight down the middle and peeled them off and then trimmed them. I have found now that I am a penny pincher. So what I actually do now is I measure this and I cut a little bit excess so that I have left little stubs in the middle, which I then use for my toes later, so then I can get more out of my wraps. So the other thing that I have done that is a trick is I've cut itty bitty notches into the side of the wrap. If you can see that, you can sort of see it from there. It was easier to see from the back. Why have I done this? If you look at my nails, they are pretty curvy. Apparently, like especially my pinky, it is curvier than the average nail. So if I go to flatten something on it, Sorry, I picked up my mouse and to demonstrate, right? You try to flatten something on it, it's going to get all wrinkled. You can't wrap it like that. Or I guess I could have used this because it's curvy. So what the notching does is I was getting a lot of wrinkles when I first started using Jamberry nail wraps, and I was really frustrated because I was like, why is this happening? I'm following all of the directions. I don't understand. And it's that apparently my nails are a lot curvier. So the notch helps it. If you could see on my thumb, you cannot even see that there are 2 notches on this, because what it has done is it has given space for where a wrinkle would appear for the wrap to actually match up with itself and be completely flat. So it's pretty awesome. So if you look at your nails and they are really curved at the edge, you might want to try 1 notch first time, and then if you still get like a wrinkle on the other side, try a 2nd notch, but like itty bitty. Itty itty bitty. So matching it, blah, blah, blah. Step 3 is to cut the nail wrap in half. Okay. Then step 4 is to peel off the nail wrap and warm the adhesive with a mini heater or blow dryer for 3 to 5 seconds until soft and flexible. I'm not going to do that. I like to do what we call a cold application, which instead of warming the wrap and then putting it on my nail, I'm going to put it on my nail and then warm the wrap. So I'm going to take my orange stick here. And just, that's very hard to do in the air. Peel up the nail wrap, right? So you don't want to touch the back here. I'm not going to touch it because the oils that naturally occur on your hand, because you're like a person, will break down the adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this not all the way back because I don't want it to touch my cuticle, right on my nail. Then I am going to smooth it from the middle. If your nails are not curvy, you can just sort of push out from the middle, diagonal, and all of the directions. Because my nails are curvy, I need to try to get it to match up where the notch is, so I have to finagle a little bit, but it's fine. So now I have the wrap on my finger. I'm going to take my Jamberry mini heater, so you can totally do this with a blow dryer. I'm going to tell you, yeah, you could totally do it with a blow dryer. Everyone told me before I got the mini heater, oh my gosh, yeah, it will change your life. And I'm going to tell you it is actually a lot easier with the mini heater. It's got this, the old school ones were just like small space heaters, and this one's got this really small targeted area that's angled really well, so it makes it just so much easier. So I'm going to turn this on. Hear it? Give it a couple seconds to warm up. Okay, it's hot. And for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm just going to heat that up. So now what I'm going to do is, you can do this with your finger if you don't have a cuticle pusher currently, but then you just want to go all the way around the edges to sort of seal it, to make a good seal around the edge, because that's going to keep it watertight. It's so much easier on a surface, so sorry. That's going to make a seal around the edge of the wrap so that it becomes watertight, and it will stay on your nail up to 2 weeks because it won't have any issues of lifting or things getting under it and breaking down the adhesive bit by bit. I will tell you that's why prepping is really important. My last application, which I did at the end of my shift at work and on my lunch break, I was lazy, so I just used the same nail prep white, and I guess it dried out, so I had one hand that was amazing, and the other hand it started lifting like the next day, and it was like, that is totally my fault. So now I've got this edge. I'm going to trim this down, but it says, remove excess, trim the top with scissors, and file off remaining wrap using a downward motion. So I'm going to trim this right now just a little bit to get most of the excess off. But I'm going to wait till it cools down all the way before I file it all the way off, because if it's still warm, it could file off extra or damage the wrap. So that's why I have these other nails done. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to file. Yep. And weedy bits of the wrap just come right off at the edge. Let's see. This one has a little bit more on it, so I'm just going to file that downward. And you can see it's sort of like, there we go. You can see it's sort of like crumbling at the edge, so the excess just, did you see that fall? Just comes right off with the downward motion. You want to make sure you go down only, so it just helps pull the wrap around the edge of your nail. If you go side to side, or if you go up, you're going to cause it to not seal on the edge. So now that I've done that, I am going to, the final step is to apply heat and pressure to the wrap again until it is bonded to the nail. So you can just heat it again and press on it a lot, but that's where your baggie comes in. Because if you wrap your nail in this baggie, you're going to create even pressure. I can't, also why the mini heater is better, because it's really hard to hold this on and hold the blow dryer at the same time. You need like a third hand. So I'm just going to tilt this down so you can see the heater. I got that on. So this stretchiness, if you can see, it's just like putting pressure all the way around. So I'm going to hold it here for as long as pretty much I can stand it. You might not want to do it that long. Oh, that's getting hot. Okay, so check it out, and there is a really well adhered nail wrap. So it takes longer when you're trying to tell people how to do it, but it's not that bad at all. So I'm just gonna file off the other ones I had already done, do the baggy trick, and then I'm gonna file off the one I just did for y'all once it's cool, because I want to make sure that it's as cold as possible, like I can still feel that it's warm. But again, if I had bumps on this one, I would take the mini heater and I would heat up the spoon pusher and I would just sort of like iron them out. I have so many fewer bumps since I learned that my nails were curvy and I do the notch trick. So just the more you know. If you have any questions, you can always ask me here. Absolutely. And I used all retired wraps today because that's what I had, because I bought them all with Black Friday. So, but if you want to order more wraps or you want to check out what we have, it's lauracsells.jamberry.com. Bye.